Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Nerd Chronicles. This is your host, Christian Paul speaking. Alright? This following episode here contains graphic content that may not be suitable for definitely children and some other viewers involved, which could involve graphic language, visual graphic content, and or both. Viewer discretion is advised.
Talking to women like this, interacting with women like this. How many men are incarcerated right now defending the honor of a woman like this?
He requested, are you gonna kiss me or no? That's just all we want to know. Is it a no? Is it a no? Is it a no? Like, I don't want the extra. We just want to get straight to the chase. Is it a no? You'd rather drink than kiss me. Is that what you're telling me? You'd rather drink Boone's Farm, Mad Dog 2020.
MD 2020 in the building! What's up with the, you mad at the Mad Dog? You mad at the Mad Dog?
I'm not feeling.
Now I understand why a lot of dudes end up joining like that deep dark rabbit hole, the manosphere, and why the incel culture actually existed literally through time. Because due to the fact that they're in dire straits, you know, because they yet to actually experience like, you know, clapping cheeks gratification when it comes with like women's Virginias and all that stuff. And the whole 9 yards, and them being rejected frequently, them being teased a lot, you know. Just like with Elliot Rodger and Christopher Mercer here, that literally had to go to the extreme because they've been so butthurt and literally torn through the fact that all the trauma that's literally been laying inside, right? I fully understand some of this stuff here, and it's mainly done due to other immature, other insecure people, you know, that don't even fully know no better. That's actually trying to actually get into the world themselves and also fit in within their own way, also, right? You know, you have like very strict parents actually trying to actually guide you the best way how, so that you don't even get jammed up in some very serious trouble, depending on like what situation that you're in, and depending on like what type of person you are, what creed you're in, and how wicked the world could be. Because I know, because that happened to me, right? And when you don't even fully understand how some of the stuff works, you never even fully experienced having like a high-paying job before, and you hear some of this stuff that you see up in there with the red pill and the manosphere, you know, you be thinking literally it's like a godsend. But little did you know, you didn't know how to check the credentials on folks and who they are and what they've done behind the scenes and how they mainly act when they're off camera. So that's what I'm used to with like what's been going on up in the space, because I nearly got sucked up in that trap. I have situations during like my college years where I have like a bunch of women flick on me and I just like stay away from you and move away from you with no cause at all, right? You know, if that's the case, end of the day, that's really a reflection of them, not a reflection of you. Ghosting completely, right? And I've seen others that actually tease me over some nonsensical stuff, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, that part ain't your fault. That more so resonates with those people that done those things. That's a reflection of who they are, and that's a reflection of what their character is. But I will provide you with like a choice should you actually like choose to provide, and try and make sure you get like the right info, whether or not you really want to stay and be deep into the whole red pill cult, if you will, right? And that's your choice. You have the freedom to literally do whatever the fuck you want to do. Pardon my eyes, ladies and gentlemen. This spring pollen stuff is insane. Anyway, right? Should you choose to stay up in those cults, And the view of this red pill stuff, again, federal agencies are mainly watching. Companies are also watching, depending on what type of job you have, especially one that pays real well. Which a lot of these red pill gurus mainly proclaim that over 100K a year is mainly high value status. Depending on the nature of the country, if they see some of the stuff that comes by and if they see you make comments on certain ordeals supporting some of these guys, make videos supporting the rhetoric, and you're intertwined with like a LinkedIn profile, or they see you being like a public figure and companies find out about those things, more than likely they will let you go because they don't want that type of stain coming by when tarnishing the image of their company. Depending on the nature of the company that you deal with. Now, if you have like some companies that are conservative, don't even care about it, you're in the right spot. But unfortunately, there are other companies who won't tolerate this types of thing because they're always going to be jumping saying all red pill gurus are misogynists and all that stuff. They're going to go that route. And because they know that you actually comment on some stuff that they say, you know, they could get you too. You know what I mean? This is something that you really have to be very careful with. Now, if you own a business, yes, it can impact you in some way, but if it's actually successful and it's actually doing well, you know, it could be a different story. But if you don't have anything to own up in your name that's actually like giving you fruits of labor when it comes to wealth, you may want to be a bit more careful. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say you have to be very wary of who you listen to and who you practice the sermons. Because those content creators you see here, they already made their own bed. A lot of them, like the big time noble creators, they've already made their own beds. A lot of them, they already have all this popularity and all the fame, making money primarily off of you. But yet they don't thoroughly follow what they preach made behind the scenes. And it has been shown and exposed time and time and time again. And let me say something to literally like the female grifters as well. Okay? With the female grifters that's mainly out there, I peep game as well. I understand why the FBI is mainly going hard on this whole ordeal with the red pill and relating it to racism and extremism because of what went down with the Just Purry Things video in which he invited Nick Fuentes to actually spew whatever it is that he's spewing and him acting an ass and him acting his true nature. And that's why the FBI is really cracking down hard on those communities. And they're actually investigating them hard to see there's any one of them gurus up here and try to sit close to literally pounce on them. You know what I mean? That's what they're aiming for. And I'm trying to warn you guys not to get literally caught up literally in that trap, right? It's funny. Anyway, it's funny that you got certain creators that come by and spew about a bunch of issues on modern women and modern dating and how modern women act, you know, taking the send them in and out. You know, you don't want to try and be with a single mother. You don't want to try and like be one of the divorces like too quick. Come to find out, some of those same people will literally twerk on camera and literally act an ass and literally be deflective and literally act like modern women themselves behind the scenes. The same woman that they try to tell you guys to actually stay away from, that type of woman, they become those people themselves, right? So I also find that very, very fucking hypocritical. Okay, but again, you know, big more of the whole story here is, again, practice deep, thorough discernment. Check thorough credentials of the people that you thoroughly listen to. Okay, and I understand about the situation with the whole Kevin Samuels and Alpha M situations. They're a bit more unique than like the rest of the guys. In my opinion, they're a bit more legitimate. They're a bit more discreet. They're a bit more respectful in that regard. And they're a bit more deep layered, but I'll try and discuss with them probably like another take. But most of the folks that you see up in this space, they're not really fully, they don't fully practice on what they preach. And since they love to actually practice like literally preaching a lot, being the kings and queens of statistics, if you will, you're dealing with someone that has been up in the realm for a very long time, that knows about mathematics and statistics very well, whose main role is to actually verify those studies and to try to make sure they get all the sources from, and they try to actually like read studies over and over again to make sure all the stuff is mainly verifiable. Understand, right? Those studies are based on sample sizes. They don't reflect the entire pool of a country. They don't reflect the entire pool of the world. It requires a lot more research and a lot more data analytics to make sure that those studies are thoroughly consistent and verifiable to make sure that those theories could be legitimate, or those hypotheses could be legitimate, even though they're not 100% all the way true, right? And that's my role when it comes with like statistician, being a statistician and a mathematician. A lot of these grifters, a lot of these gurus will use those statistics and actually skew those statistics to mainly prove a narrative. And what I will be doing in the weeks ahead, I will be digging into articles related to like what they mainly preach about, so I can try to dig what's really going on in these streets, so that you'll be able to have all the thorough information that you need, so that you'll be able to practice proper discernment on what you're listening to, and why you should be very thoroughly careful on how you act when it comes to certain people, and how you communicate when it comes to certain people. And again, if certain folks really choose to act an ass, if women want to try to rail you, try to get off your square and everything, just walk away, put them on ice, stay calm. You ain't gotta be nasty to them. You ain't gotta be calling them names and all this other stuff. Let them be, let them walk, let them do their thing. You ain't gotta be part of their mayhem. But the main concern I want to try and make sure and try to let you guys know is to be very, very careful on who you listen to, because it could damn well literally dictate your future on how long you're going to be successful. I can damn well guarantee you that.
It's just Pearly thinks a hypocrite. Now look, I like Pearl, but unfortunately she's a massive hypocrite, because she always tells women that they're in their mid-20s, they should be focused on having a family, settling down, and not really prioritizing their career, which a lot of modern women do. But at the same time, she's in her mid-20s and she's entirely focused on her career, which she's very successful at. She does not have a family, she doesn't even have a relationship, which means that she's doing one thing and saying the complete opposite.
Do you see